Hello, my lovely Leo friends. I hope you're doing well. This is a love reading for singles. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Anyone can watch this reading, however, if you're drawn to it. Who am I to judge you? Even if you're not single and you want to watch it, there's always going to be guidance of some kind. You may actually... Hold on, because I already shuffled you and I don't want you to... Anyway, anybody can watch it. Maybe you have a friend that's a Leo and you're curious. Sometimes you're from another sign and you watch a reading meant for another sign and you're trying to spy on what's happening in that person's life. People do that. And sometimes there's a message in there. So everyone's welcome in this little circus. I don't know why I said that. Okay. Spirit for Leo, or whoever's watching this reading. What's the energy that's surrounding their love life? Tell me more about that. And you can interpret love life, as I've said to the others, as self-love, familial love, love of co-worker. I mean, yeah, however you want to interpret that. Okay. So there's a little bit of fear, some insecurities. A lot of people are feeling that. I don't know, maybe those are the ones that I attract to me. And that's fine. I'm feeling some insecurity when it comes to love. There's also some kind of, I think for yourself, without even thinking of love, maybe you're a person that isn't really thinking of love in that way, right? You're not wanting to find anyone, you're just doing your thing. You may be experiencing some kind of a blockage within your life, either creativity or just in terms of your career or in life in general. There may be some, you're feeling lack of progress and you're getting frustrated because there's been some delays in the things that maybe you've been putting work into. You're seeing delays in receiving the payment, so to speak, the rewards for my hard work, the rewards, the recognition, however that applies. But okay, so some of you are too dependent on that outcome occurring. So you have to be satisfied with the work that you're creating. In other words, enjoy the journey versus the destination. Some of you are going through the motions in the journey just to enjoy the destination. I don't know how that applies to everyone, but hopefully that made sense. Some of you are feeling that kind of, and some of you are just, in terms of love life, feeling a little empty. There's an emptiness there, perhaps a loneliness, but no. Hi, Wendy. Keep walking, keep walking. Sigue, mi amor, sigue. But not a real desire to do something about it. That if you're feeling that loneliness, but it's you may have a resistance to making slight changes or healing something. that shifts that energy for you. We'll see. There's some disharmony there. Well, I'll take a look at that a little bit. I mean, this is major. You're in a major, possibly a major life cycle shift, a cycle shift, because this is the Empress and the World in reverse. So your self-confidence is not quite there. You're feeling a little insecure about some of the things happening in your life, perhaps in your love life. Maybe you've experienced something in the past that has left you a little injured. And, you know, as I've said before, everyone goes through that. So, but perhaps you need to look at that stuff. There may have been some codependencies. You may be dealing with some codependencies. That's something to process so that you can build up your self-confidence, and your foundation is a bit shaky. I see here your ability to do that, to having, you're kind of a wounded warrior at the end of this processing. Maybe you are now the wounded warrior. Still a warrior, still has wounds though, and that's okay. But you're still standing. You know, you have a resilience about you, and you're really close to achieving a success that you've been wanting to manifest. You've been persistent, you've persevered, and the payment is soon to arrive. I'm talking about love life, but that could be in any aspect of your life. You can see this as a general message if you want. I'm doing a love reading, but I always tell people you can interpret your reading however it feels right for you. I know some readers may not like that, but I'm not some readers. I'm me. And I'm giving you permission to adapt the reading as it seems, if it applies, if it resonates. If it doesn't, don't force it on yourself. I don't want you to force it. But if something is resonating, you're like, oh yeah, you know? You're standing your ground on something. So if there's things, perhaps in terms of relationships, if you have already determined what boundaries you've set for future relationships, you also have established what kind of characteristics or, you know, things that you are not willing to compromise on. You're standing your ground on that. You feel like you don't have to compromise, and I agree. You're going through a phase where you're receiving a test of your faith. If we are talking about a love relationship, this is a test of your faith. Perhaps the process, the amount of time that it's taken for that relationship to arrive in your life. So it's tested your faith in whether it's even for you or not, right? So you start to doubt things. You start to, I'm not sure. I'm not sure this is for me. You know, that's a process. But you're still standing. At the end of whatever this battle is, maybe some of you are still, I see two different types of people, or this could be your same process, experience that you've been going through, where you've already begun your healing. You've already begun to kind of look at some stuff in your life where you want to set boundaries, what things you want to attract to you and manifest. You kind of understand what are the things that really mean something to me in a relationship. Okay, let's get some more information. Oh, that's too many. I'm going to reject them all. But I see the processing here. I'll keep that one. Because you caught my eye. You've become more self-aware, or are becoming more self-aware. You're doing the processing. You're looking at yourself. You're looking at yourself. Examining yourself. Wounded, but still standing. Okay? And you have to do that self-assessment. It is crucial. I keep telling everyone. It's crucial to do the self-assessment. And then self-improvement. You've assessed the situation. You see the areas of where there's a little bit of a lack, a weakness in the foundation, so to speak. And then you create a plan to begin the process. There are some insecurities. I see them. And perhaps, Leo, there may be too much of a focus on your physical appearance, too much focus on that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to take care of yourself as long as you don't become dependent on that being important, an important part of who you are. It's a part of who you are. Your exterior self is a part of who you are. It's not the whole of who you are. Okay? So you need to love yourself and appreciate yourself, but don't let it get to the point of vanity or any kind of narcissistic qualities or self-obsession. Make sure you look good the way you like to look and move on to the next thing that you got to work on, which is usually more internal stuff that has to be processed. I see some codependencies. I don't know where that comes from. That could be addictions of some kind. Let's see if something else comes through. It could be an addiction to the mirror. Most definitely. I don't know, it's like someone said that to me. It could be an addiction to the mirror. And that this also looks like a mirror now. And that's very possible. The Empress in reverse, that I see that as a distorted Empress. She could be a little vain. She could be a little full of herself. If that's something you identify with, there's no judgment there. But it's certainly something to process, to see if you're okay with that. Then, there's nothing anybody can do. But if you feel like that has probably caused some issues in your life, then that's another thing to look at. It's just the way it is. We're all beautiful and warrior women. We all have that capability. We also have flaws, and we have to accept those. That's not a weakness in our character or in our life. They're just things that, that we should look at and decide if we want to work on that or not. Maybe you don't. I mean, I see a beautiful thing happening here for you. I see you really, really making connections with yourself, your higher self, your wishes being granted here. Self-love is a key here. It's the key. It's the key to drawing in, if you want to draw in, I see also a short, quick, passionate, fully where you're fully immersed, a relationship that comes quickly and comes out and leaves quickly. In and out. I mean, a little bit more than just in and out. But it's like it's a short-lived relationship. I don't know if that's a past relationship or something that's coming in for you. Something quick. But you learn something from that relationship. So don't close yourself off. I'm not saying just open yourself up to one-night stands or anything like that. I mean, you do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm just saying, this feels that I've never seen this card in that way, so that's very interesting. It's coming through as a quick relationship. But it's short-lived, and I mean, how are you going to know? I'm not saying that that's the relationship but it seems like a crucial one. Maybe you've already experienced it, and it's something that has altered you in a way that has taught you something. Maybe it's coming in, or it already existed. I don't know. But what I'm seeing is a short relationship that developed quickly. It was passionate. It was, and it all of a sudden just as quick as it was created, it was dissolved. But it was something that really kind of stirred something within you, and it taught you something. I don't know. I feel like you are probably in the process of some kind of awakening, because you're starting to understand your role in the universe. Like this is a big, tell me just a little bit more about this. Just one would be helpful. Just so I can get that out of the way. Thank you. Wow, it was something powerful. It was a tower moment. This was a tower moment relationship. I don't know if it was an affair or I don't know what the hell it was, but it was something that shifted your energy. And it brought conflict. So this was like a tower moment in your life. And it created some trouble, it was powerful, but you were able to overcome whatever this relationship was. I'm going to put this here in the past. Even if it hasn't happened to you yet, it's something that's going to teach you a lot, and it's going to help you make the connections within yourself to understand that it's almost a relationship that helps you in the process of understanding and appreciating yourself. Yeah, I feel an awakening. It's interesting, huh? How that all happens. Like a bigger thing than just a relationship is happening for you. But since I'm doing a love reading, that's a lot of self-love that's being created there. But I'm gonna go further and ask who or what is coming towards you in love. What's coming towards them in love, Spirit? If that applies, no, we're not doing that. I'd like one. I know I'm asking for too much, but one would thank you. No, shit, now you're gonna have to give me another one. No, come on. One more. Holy Mother of God. What are you doing? Was that there already? No, I don't think so. That's the Sun in reverse. A lot of major arcanas here. A lot of major arcana. You have the World, the Empress, and the Sun in reverse. The Sun just popped in there. And the Fool. Holy moly. You're going through a major shift. Major. The delays, the Sun in reverse, you know. This is delays in you being able to manifest what it is you want, or what, and not even, I don't know if I want to call it a manifestation, just what's coming into your life. There's been delays, and that's been part of the frustration that you've felt, downright sadness, but I see an awakening there for you. It's happening. It's just, okay, so this is what was coming. Oh, what was coming? It just came into here. How funny. The Sun, I was asking who or what is coming into your life. It's being delayed. It's been delayed. Because there's some stuff you have to process here. Tell me a little bit more about that, about what's coming towards them. Explain it a little bit better. free will. Those free will choices, my friends. Give me a second. Because you want a new beginning. I think when you reach that point where I'm seeing someone who, I mean, let's not forget that relationship that happened so quickly, right? I don't know if everyone will resonate with that. But that's, I feel like a catalyst to change for you. So, but there's a lot of processing that has to be done. In terms of self-awareness, look that up and look at what that means. Even though you understand what that means already, look it up anyway. And then see where that leads you in the search and see where you're guided to go. It could be self-guided meditations. It could be a number of things. Because I feel like for relationships, you lack motivation to really push forward in pursuing that. Because you've been emotionally disappointed in the past. And it's possible that there was an end of a relationship, maybe this one or another one, a more significant one. And that has left you, right? In that cloudiness. And you feel like there's no quality out there. Not the quality that I feel I deserve. You have to shift that perspective, because if you feel that way, that's what you're going to experience. If you believe that there's no quality people out there for you, that is what you're going to experience. Low quality people. That's all that you're going to come across. You have to shift that perspective. And I see that happening here. To the point where you have, by the way, I mean, I see that you have a lot of choices. There's a lot of opportunities for you to connect with people, but because you believe that, you don't see them. It's like they become invisible to you. So that's interesting. Yeah, they're invisible to you. Here, tell me more. There's a free spirit that is going to be available to you. It's one of the options. And it's all up to you, what you decide. I want to look at the Fool. This is a person that has a very free spirit energy. Adventurous. Almost innocent. It has an innocent quality about them. They may be childlike, not childish, childlike in terms of their creativity, their curiosity. That's what I'm seeing there. This would be a fresh beginning for you. I like this energy. This feels like a person. I feel like you are tightly wound in terms of love life. And you need this energy in your life. I'm sensing some cynicism on your part. You're cynical about the whole love thing. The love thing. Yeah, I have a bunch of choices and they all suck, is what I'm hearing. They've all sucked and they all suck, and that's all that is out there. And yet here's this fool. And you may describe him as a fool, or her, him, whoever, it doesn't matter. You may describe this person as a fool. Because you may not think that this person is serious or mature. You need maturity, right? You appreciate maturity. However, you need a little playfulness. This person brings playfulness. They're very imaginative. They're very clever. They're very willing to try again. Very intelligent person here. They're showing their personality now. They're connecting now. The cards are connecting to each other. This is the same person. It's a person who is willing to take chances. When you see someone that with those personalities, pay attention and take their number. Give them your number. This is a very good option here for you. Tell me more about this person. Me cago en la mierda. Why are you giving me all this? It's worth waiting for. Ugh, goodness gracious. This could be the one worth waiting for. Express your love. And man, you're getting instructions. Clear instructions. Let's see what this one says. This person may be very different from you. You may not care about religious. Some people do. Some people have very particular beliefs, and man, there ain't nothing you can do about that. So you may be influenced by that. You may think if someone isn't in your belief systems, you kind of tune them out. They may be different. They're definitely different than you. I see it. I feel you are more contained, which I don't know if that represents Leo necessarily. It may be a hidden trait that you have of being more maybe judgmental. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that could be a quality, and that's a good quality to have, to be judgmental, not to mistreat people or treat them fairly or poorly, but to be able to weed people out, weed the bad parts out, and so that's a good quality to have. It just depends on how you use it. This could be the one. Express your love. Worth waiting for. Chemistry. There's going to be a chemistry there that you don't understand. Even if they are different. Even if it's, you're being influenced by your upbringing. Those are family patterns. That stuff has to be, that's something you got to judge and weed out of your life. If it's affecting you and your decisions, right? Are they yours? Your decisions to make? Or is it just, are you a parrot repeating patterns and things that other people told you was real? You got to pay attention to that. There's a strong magnetic attraction here, and it's going to confuse you. And you may have already met the person. Sorry for those of you that don't want to hear that. This is divine timing at work. It's all going to be about divine timing, okay? And you're being asked to, when you recognize this experience in your life, to express yourself. Express your love. You may feel a bit cut off from expressing your love. Maybe you're not a very lovey-dovey kind of person, or maybe you are and have always been, but one relationship caused you to stop being that way. Once you do your processing and really understand yourself, am I a lovey-dovey kind of person? Express that. Allow yourself to express it. Maybe, not just to anyone. Ooh, maybe it's this relationship that's coming back in. Ooh, for some of you, that may be it. Something that was quick in and out, and now it's coming back. This could be the one. I'm not saying it is. But they are saying you've already met the romantic partner that you seek. That could apply for some of you. That you've already met the person that is your person. If they have this quality about them, you may recognize who it is already. Someone who is very just, maybe playful. You may describe them as, oh my God, they're so immature. But really look deeper, okay? They're intelligent. They are okay with their, I love their energy. I wish I could be that way. And some people are bothered by this type of energy, where it's like, does anything bother you? What the hell? They're very tuned in, tapped in. They're very, very much good energy. They don't let things bother them. They're very cool and calm and collected. They're inspired by life. You know, if they fail, they brush off the dust and dirt as they fell, right? They get back up and they try it again in a different way. I love this person. They're spontaneous. You may not be. So it's something to look at. It's all about divine timing. Sometimes these quick relationships or people that go in and out of your life, and you're like, wait, they're still in the back of your mind somewhere, but you keep on with your life. You live your life. You don't wait for anyone. You just live your life. And then all of a sudden it's like divine timing and brings it back. I'm not saying that that's what's happening here, but it looks like it could be. And there's a strong connection there. And maybe it's something you don't understand. You don't get it. How can I be attracted to this person? How am I drawn to this energy? Why? It's up to you. You have the choice. You have the choice. And so do they, by the way. They have choices too. They have a lot of possibilities. I love their energy. So what can I hate to leave you this way. Look at all the cards you got. What can Leo do to align with the love that they desire, or the love that they deserve? I want to change that question. These are questions, I have them written down so I can make sure to ask the same things for all signs, because if not, I get distracted, as you may know. I want to change that question. Is what can you do to align with the love you desire? No, I want to ask, what can you do to align yourself with the love you deserve? Surrender to the magic of who you are. I feel like you don't play enough, which I think is kind of weird for a Leo. I don't know too much about the signs, even though I wish I could tell you off the top of my head, oh yeah, Leos are like this, or Scorpios. I mean, I understand Scorpios, but other signs I'm not always too, I don't know all the in depth, right? But to me, Leos are fire, and so Leo is more, I feel like you're more outgoing and you're more, so it shocks me that you wouldn't be playful. Maybe you're careful. Maybe. I don't know. Ignore what I just said. Surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us. Even in the mundane aspects of life, remember that you are a magical being. Let me repeat that once I drink water. You are a magical being. With a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. Oh, this is powerful. And I'm not going to explain it properly, but it's connected here already. It's about this self-awareness of looking at yourself in the mirror of the soul, not the mirror on your wall. This is discover that part of you, and this person sees that part of you. You understand? Ugh. I don't think that's maybe it is focusing. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's really beautiful. Just saying. Okay. Last guidance. You gave me 2. You snuck another one in. I only wanted 1. And we got too many on here. Okay, let's do this one first. Take the high road. You're at an impasse with a relationship or situation. It's now time to think bigger. Release desired outcomes. I I think I said that already. Maybe if I didn't in this video, I'll say it now. You have, no, I did, about the journey and the destination and the thing. Release the destination. It's about the journey, okay? Release desired outcomes and take the most positive course of action. I feel like this is this person coming towards you. It doesn't matter the gender, you know what I mean? They have this powerful energy. Speak your truth. You've stayed silent long enough. Speak up, stand your ground. There was some of that here. Standing your ground. Where did that go? Where did I see that? It doesn't matter. I think I said it anyway. Speak up, stand your ground, and state your perspectives. Your perspectives. This is about you understanding yourself, releasing family patterns that may have been holding you back all this time. Your truth, not someone else's truth that was true for them. And it probably wasn't even true for them, but they didn't know what healing meant. They didn't know what self-awareness was. They didn't know what self-assessment was. And so they just repeated what they were taught and what that person was taught, etc. Release it. You are now in a very lucky, fortunate time where you can actually assess those beliefs and decide for yourself whether they're for you or not. And you can find your own. That's powerful, man. Okay. Woo. You will rise to a higher vibration when you let your voice be heard. I mean, write poetry, speak your voice, do videos, do something, express your truth. I believe that you will meet this person, or this person arrives in your life, back into your life, or into your life when you have begun this process of, I mean, whether it's poetry, journaling, poetry night, and some little bar and a hole in the wall, a podcast, whatever it is. I don't know what that looks like for you. I don't know if that's gonna focus, but it's here, so. Whew, man, that was a lot. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you did like and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm begging you. Share it with your friends. Let them know about my channel. Come on, let's grow this thing. Okay, my soul embrace is yours. Till next time, stay blessed. Bye.